Hello, I'm Kazem. Today, we're exploring the many forms war can take, from traditional battles to digital skirmishes. We'll uncover how wars are fought for territory, ideas, resources, and power, and how they shape societies. Let's dive into the many faces of war. When most people picture war, they imagine the thunder of tanks, the roar of fighter jets, and the disciplined march of organized armies moving across vast landscapes. This is conventional war, a type of conflict where nations confront each other head-on, deploying their full military might in open battle. Soldiers in uniform, armored vehicles, and air power all combine in a dramatic display of force, each side striving for dominance on the battlefield. Think of the muddy trenches of World War I. Where millions faced off along rigid front lines, or the sweeping tank advances of the Gulf War, with clear battle lines and massive maneuvers. These wars are defined by set rules of engagement, formal declarations, and the visible movement of armies and equipment. But even with this sense of order, the destruction is immense. Cities are reduced to rubble, and civilians often find themselves caught in the crossfire, their lives forever changed. The scars left behind, both physical and emotional, can last for generations, reshaping entire societies and landscapes. Behind the front lines, the outcome often depends on more than just firepower. Logistics, moving supplies, ammunition, and food can determine victory or defeat. The morale of troops, their ability to endure hardship, and the steady flow of resources are just as crucial as any weapon. The hard-won lessons from these massive conflicts continue to shape how nations prepare for war, how leaders make decisions, and how international relations are managed today. Conventional wars have left a lasting imprint on the world, reminding us of both the power and the cost of organized conflict. Civil wars erupt within nations, neighbors become enemies, and societies fracture. From the American Civil War to Syria, these conflicts are deeply personal and often brutal. Front lines blur, alliances shift, and rebuilding can take generations. Outside powers sometimes intervene, complicating peace. Civil wars remind us that the fiercest battles can happen at home. Guerrilla warfare is all about stealth and surprise. Small groups harassing larger forces. Fighters blend with locals, using terrain as an ally, making them hard to defeat. From Spanish resistance to the Viet Cong, guerrilla tactics have shaped history. These wars can drag on, exhausting both sides. Even after the fighting, the impact lingers for decades. Total war mobilizes entire societies. Everyone and everything is part of the fight. World War II saw economies shift to war production, and civilians became targets. Propaganda, rationing, and conscription became daily life. Total war transforms cultures and economies, often leaving deep trauma. Its legacy is seen in global efforts to prevent such devastation again. Proxy wars let major powers fight indirectly, using other nations or groups as stand-ins. The Cold War's conflicts in Korea, Vietnam, and Afghanistan are prime examples. These wars prolong suffering for local populations and complicate peace. Superpowers supply weapons and funding, but locals pay the price. Proxy wars show how local conflicts can spiral into global crises. Asymmetric warfare is a unique kind of conflict that pits unequal forces against each other, where one side is often vastly outnumbered or outgunned, yet refuses to fight on the enemy's terms. Instead of meeting strength with strength, the underdog relies on surprise, mobility, and unconventional thinking to level the playing field. In these battles, the weaker side uses tactics like ambushes, sabotage, and hit-and-run attacks to offset the overwhelming power of their opponents. Urban environments, dense forests, and rugged mountains become their allies, providing cover and opportunities for creative maneuvers that catch larger armies off guard. For example, insurgents in Afghanistan and Iraq famously used improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and sudden ambushes to disrupt supply lines and inflict damage on powerful military forces, forcing them to remain constantly alert and wary of hidden dangers. The true aim in asymmetric warfare is often not to win a decisive victory on the battlefield, but to wear down the enemy's resolve, sap their morale, and make the cost of occupation or continued fighting unbearably high. These unconventional wars force even the most advanced militaries to adapt, rethink their strategies, and develop new technologies and tactics to counter elusive opponents who refuse to fight by the rules. Ultimately, asymmetric conflict proves that resilience, adaptability, and creativity can allow the underdog to challenge, even frustrate, the mightiest armies, changing the course of history in unexpected ways. Cyberwar is fought with malware, not missiles. Attacks target power grids, banks, and data. Anyone, anywhere can launch a cyber attack, making attribution difficult. The damage can be invisible but devastating. Blackouts, chaos, and stolen secrets. States, criminals, and individuals all play a role in this new battlefield. As our world goes digital, cyberwar becomes a growing threat for everyone. Nuclear war is the ultimate threat, capable of ending cities, nations, or civilization itself. Since 1945, deterrence has kept these weapons in check, but the risk remains. Even a limited exchange could trigger global catastrophe. Treaties aim to reduce the danger, but nuclear arms persist. Understanding nuclear war is a sobering reminder of what's at stake. Religious wars are fought for beliefs, not just land or power. From the Crusades to modern sectarian conflicts, faith can fuel both courage and cruelty. These wars reshape societies and leave deep scars of mistrust. Studying them helps us understand the power and peril of belief. Economic warfare uses sanctions, tariffs, and financial pressure instead of bullets. Embargoes and trade wars can cripple economies and force political change. Ordinary people often suffer most from these tactics. Economic war can be a prelude to or substitute for military conflict. In our interconnected world, control of money and trade is a powerful weapon. War is a complex and ever-evolving phenomenon, taking on many forms throughout history. From the muddy trenches of World War I to the high-tech cyber battles of today, each type of conflict leaves a unique mark on humanity. These wars shape societies, influence cultures, and teach us lessons, sometimes at a great cost. By examining the different ways war manifests, we gain a deeper understanding of its consequences and the resilience of those affected. Now, I'd love to hear your perspective. In your opinion, which type of war, traditional, technological, ideological, or something else, do you think has the greatest impact on our world today? Your insights and experiences matter, so please share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a meaningful conversation and learn from each other's viewpoints. If you found this exploration thought-provoking or learned something new, consider subscribing to the channel. We regularly dive deep into history, society, and the forces that shape our world. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on future episodes and join a community passionate about understanding the past and present. Until next time, I'm Kazem. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the many faces of war and the lessons they offer. I appreciate your curiosity and engagement as we continue to explore these important topics together. Your feedback helps shape future content. So, let me know if you have suggestions or want to see specific topics covered. I'm always eager to hear from you and make these explorations even better.